Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I have something a little bit different. About a month ago or so, maybe even a little bit longer, I'd have to look at the receipt. I had an idea. I was over at the dollar store with my mom, and I thought maybe I could do a dollar store challenge for a survival kit or for your bug out bag. So I decided to do that. I limited myself to $20. My goal was to get something for shelter, for fire, and for food. Of course, water as well. But I'll tell you why the water didn't happen. So when I went into the dollar store, the first thing that I noticed was the shelves were completely bare. I don't know if that's just the sign of times, but I mean there was like practically it was pretty bad, especially like the dry food, the dry or canned food aisles. I literally grabbed the last two items that were in there out of the whole entire store, and you'll see those items, and you're gonna be, it was pretty amazing. So, and then as far as water was concerned, that aisle was completely wiped out. There was no drinks, no Gatorade, no water, no bottled water. There was nothing. It was pretty bad. So anyway, so I went in. I got my, as you can see, this is a Dollar Tree bag. I've got my Dollar Tree stuff here. I got my receipt. We'll go over that in a minute. And so I think we'll just go over this. I'll just pull stuff out of the bag, and then we can talk about, what would be the uses. So this is going to be an overnighter. Okay, this isn't going to be anything extensive. I'm sure some of it will last for a bit longer or whatnot, but yeah, so yeah, I think that we'll just go through this and see what it is that we can get out of this Dollar Tree for $20, huh? All right. So the first thing that we have here are cotton balls. Standard cotton balls. There's a lot of things that you can do with cotton balls. The reason why I got the cotton balls was for a fire starter, and I will show you what I plan on doing with that. It was a little trick that I learned, a little fire hack. But other things that you can do with this, you can for bandages, for gauze, for filling wounds, patching, you know what I mean, things like that. You can also use it to collect water. You could definitely, stick this, like if you're in a jungle or a swampy area and there was only water and leaves, you could use this to like soak up the water out of the leaf, and then you can squeeze it out. You can also use this in conjunction with a homemade water filter, things like that. But let me see if I can find what it was that I had purchased along with this for fire starter. And maybe a lot of you don't know this, but I also grabbed some petroleum jelly. So these, in conjunction with the petroleum jelly, they make great fire starters. And the nice thing about this is you can store them. You can put them in like little keychain capsules and stuff. I have one on my keychain. You can store them in there, that kind of thing. Actually, let me go grab my keys and I'll show you. Okay, so these are my truck keys. This is what I carry around from my F-150. Now here I have, it's a watertight capsule, and I've had this on here for years. And what I did was I went ahead and I took some, you take the cotton balls and you soak them in the jelly, and you can do whatever you want with them. Put them on a Ziploc bag, whatever you want. And for me, I put them in this capsule, and they're still nice and sticky and wet. And there's a few of them in there, and I'll tell you what, that thing will take a, you put a spark to that, and you got yourself fire starter. I personally, I never leave home without any kind of a way to start a fire, because I mean, fire, I don't care what anybody says. I mean, you got, it keeps you warm, cooks your food, boils your water. Even if you don't have a shelter and you have a fire, you can stay warm. I mean, you gotta have fire, plain and simple. So yeah, pretty malleable. You just take your here, I'll even show you guys here. It's really simple. So I just take them and just kind of smash them in there, just like that, and voila. And then cool thing too is you don't have to use the whole thing. You really want to get it in there though. Encapsulate it, and there you go. There's your fire starter. And just, I mean, you can put that, like I said, in the capsule, watertight capsule. You can get those anywhere for like a few bucks. And then also you can put them in a Ziploc bag. Yeah, anything that is airtight, preferably. And yeah, it works really well. And also, the Vaseline is good for other things, like for chapped hands and, you know, in the survival situation, and all kinds of other thingies. So I'm just gonna go ahead and actually just pop that back on there, because I'm actually gonna make some more of these. So yeah, so we've got some of our fire taken care of. I'm sure there's some more items in here for the fire. Also I forgot to mention that I don't know if this is in your guys' state as well, but here in California, the Dollar Tree is no longer $1. It's $1.25. So yeah, they kind of stuck us on that one. I think they started realizing during the pandemic that they all of a sudden became a very popular spot, and that they should capitalize on that. But anyway, so that's there's the fire. And then, you know, first aid, hydrogen peroxide, man. I mean, it definitely will, for abrasions, for cuts, for a lot of things, cleaning wounds. So I try to keep one of these, and obviously in a smaller bottle, but this is all they had. I try to keep one of these in each bug out bag that I carry. So that's some kind of first aid there. And then I've been kicking this around the back of my truck, so I do apologize. We got some candles. These are 5-hour emergency candles, unscented. So it was a total of 30 hours of burn time. So that would be plenty enough for one day. But I figured, you know, so I just grabbed 2 packs. You can never have enough light. And to be honest, I don't know if you guys have ever been in this situation, but I have. Candles in a very small tent, I would not recommend this unless you have a containment system. But candles in a very small space, especially a very small tent, will actually put off heat. I really don't. I'm not recommending that. Please don't do that. I had no choice when I did it, and that was because I was awake the whole time. But other than that, they're great. This is great light source. You can't go wrong. You don't need batteries. So yeah, got our light taken care of. Here we go. This was the only lighter that I could find in the whole entire store. Anything to start a fire. They didn't have matches. They had nothing. Those aisles were completely wiped. It was amazing. You know, I wish I would have had footage to show you guys, but I really didn't have a lot of options in this store. And you know, a lot of people might have said, you know, even my mom said, she's like, well, let's go to another store. And I was like, well, that's part of the challenge. I mean, if you're stuck and you only have that one store and you're on a limited budget, you're going to have to make do with the store that it is that you found. So we did. We had to like walk around, and we found these at the register. So it's got its own electric ignition. I wouldn't advise getting this wet. But yeah. So we have our ignition source for fire itself. So that's our good fire starter with we've got our cotton balls, petroleum jelly, got our light. What else we got in here? Oh, along with our other first aid item. I mean, you gotta have something. So here's some isopropyl alcohol for some antiseptic. So yeah, this was 70%. I don't know. I think you can get stronger, but that's what they had. So you always want to have at least something. I mean, if you can't, you know, improvise with a bandage, but you got to have something for the bacteria. Okay. So coming down the line here for shelter, found something awesome. This is awesome. So this is a lightweight drop cloth. It's 9 feet by 12 feet. I mean, you can make a pretty good sized shelter with this. Unfortunately, it is clear, not black, but it will do. It's just for one night. So in conjunction with that, we also got some rope. This is braided rope. This is 40 feet. 40 feet of rope, so that's a good amount. It is braided, so I am assuming that you can actually unravel it and you can make things out of it if you had to do like I mean, it's just one night, but you could probably make some snare lines or some traps with this, whatever you need to do. But yeah, so we got that. So that's going to be for our shelter. And then you can't go wrong with a roll of heavy duty duct tape. Can never go wrong. This can patch your shelter, can patch your clothes. You can use it as a band-aid if you have to, in conjunction with the cotton swabs and the other stuff, repairing things. Yeah, so endless amounts of opportunities with duct tape. And I saw that, I had to grab it. Okay, on to the next items. So, garbage bags. Can't go wrong with a garbage bag. There's 1,000 different ways you can use these garbage bags. My thought on the garbage bag was not only there was no backpack or any kind of like a bag for me to carry this stuff with. If I had bought it at the store, they didn't have a little go bag, or they didn't have anything. So I figured, well, you can, if this bag gives out, you got this to carry your stuff. But not to mention, a lot of you are probably saying, well, you got your shelter and you got this and you got that, but you don't have any blanket, you don't have any sleeping system, you don't have anything like that. Well, this is your sleeping system right here. Let me explain. These are 30-gallon bags. They're not 50 gallons, so they're going to be a little small, but you could actually take, one, cut the bottom off of it, and you could attach it to the other side with the duct tape. My thought on this is you get inside and you stuff leaves or straw in there, and it'll insulate you like a sleeping bag. And so, when it comes down to it, you got to think out of the bag. No pun intended, but you might want to think in the bag with this one. So yeah, you could tape 2 bags together to make it long enough, and stuff it full of whatever, leaves, straw, hay, dry grass, all around you, so that it'll insulate you. So I think all in all, like for a 24-hour kit, we're doing okay. My problem is there was literally no water. I don't know what to tell you about the water situation. Hopefully there's a stream nearby, or something, so that you are able to boil your water. I couldn't even find a pot in there, so I didn't have the chance to even boil water. I was thinking, oh well, you could get some bleach to disinfect the water. They didn't even have any bleach. It was non-existent. It was really bad. But I was able to get, I thought it was only 2 things, but I was able to get 3 things of food. These were literally the last 3 items on the store shelf. It was pretty bad. So with the first one, unfortunately, you're going to need water. I mean, you can eat it dry. So we have this Tapatio ramen noodle soup, shrimp flavored. So I figured, yes, you can eat this without water, obviously, but if you can, find a creek or something, find some water. If you're in an urban setting, you could find places that you can scavenge water from, but usually if you're in a city setting, water's really not too hard to find. And then the other 2 items that I got that you don't need water for was some Vienna Bites original Armour sausage, and these things are good. You can't go wrong with them. This is like a heat and eat pack. I don't know why you'd want to. I've never heated Vienna sausage. I don't know. That just seems kind of weird to me. But I was able to snag 2 packs. So, 24 hours. Unfortunately, that's all. That's literally all they had. So that's all. They didn't have chips. They didn't have crackers. They didn't have cereal. I'm telling you, this was it. These 3 things was all they had. So we're just gonna have to do the best with what we have. So, yeah, I think we got it covered, except for the water. You've got first aid. You've got shelter. You've got fire. You've got light. You got food. Yeah. I think for $20, it's not a little bad little get up. I'm sure if you go back, you could probably find a little bit more. But like I said, this was a $20 challenge. So let's go ahead and look at the receipt. So this was the Dollar Tree. I went. See, what was the date? I went on the 4th. So that was 2 months ago. Almost 3. So as you can see, everything was $1.25. I had how many items? Oh, by the way, a 10-cent bag fee. We had how many items? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 items. And our total was $20.24. So we went over 24 cents on our $20 challenge. But I think we did okay. I thought this was fun. I thought this was a really cool idea to do, and maybe help you guys out with some ideas for like the cotton swabs. I know a lot of friends of mine don't know this about the cotton balls, and the fire starter works really well. Try it out. But yeah, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. How you would have changed it. What you would have done different if you had the option to. Now remember, I bought what was available. It was really slim. I'm thinking I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to try it at a different location. But yeah, tell me what you guys would have, your thoughts, what you would have done different. And if you thought this was cool and you like this kind of content, for sure, yeah, let me know. And we can do more of it. And also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. If you could take a moment and subscribe to the channel so that you can get notified about more content like this, that would be really awesome. Greatly appreciated. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this one, and until next time, guys, see you then.